Good morning, everybody. Not sure how long I'm going to be able to make this video. Don't really have a lot to show or say. Literally have been waiting for glue to dry, not worried about the paint. I broke that off, the roll bar, on purpose, not on accident. I needed to manipulate the body and the frame. There's progress on the body. Here's the 3D printed hood and grill with some ridiculous base coats, just because. Junkyard, you know. It's got a blue and red tailgate. All the styrene, different layers, not exact to Suzuki Samurai or Jimny or anything like that, as close as I could get it, because that's the hood and grill I'm using. Have to squeeze it a little bit. Just try and get it in here soon. That's looking a lot better, especially with the hood and grill sitting on it, but can't sit on it now because the grill's glued to the hood. The grill needs to be attached to the underside of the roll bar and the hood sits on top. But that's side view. I'm liking the way it looks. I can put that back on there and do that. Set it on the frame. The AO1 Jeep frame for the Orlando Hunters. The body will set higher in the frame, but you get the idea of it. The whole thing's gonna be lowered when it's done anyway, lower. But this chassis is working out great for doing different fitments of different bodies. I don't know if this one sits on it or not, but yeah, wheelbase is about right, but the chassis is looks like about 1.5 inches to 2 inches too short. Yeah, it's about 2 inches too short. So it would need the longer Pajero frame, or whichever one's the long one. But yeah, liking it a lot. And the hood sitting on it, it just looks like a chopped up Suzuki Samurai to me, or Jimny. That's what I'm going for, shape-wise. Not exactly sure completely on the roll cage setup yet. I will have to do a lot more work to it, filling in places. There's not enough bar on this back piece to reach the very back. The cage roll bar needs to sit closer to the cage, and that leaves me about almost 1/4 inch of missing down here. So I'll have to drill it out really careful and put some paper clip in it and add another piece to make it long enough. Other than that, I like it. I haven't done anything to any of the other ones. I've been trying to focus on getting this body smoothed out and get all that glue stuff removed on the outside. This is the other side I haven't worked on at all. So you can see the difference here. I worked on this corner, getting it a little better looking. The bottom, I can see some in there that I gotta scrape and sand out. It will not be a pretty model body. It will be scratched up and beat up, and that's the whole intention. It's the whole intention of the multiple different colors it will be like a pieced together junkyard build with chopped up sides. I have no idea what color I'm going to use for the base on the body. The outer coat of paint, I know what color I'm going to go for, but I've got to layer up some different colors to make it look like junk was used. I'm going to have to stop working on it for a while because I need more of the JB Quick. I'm out. And my C8 glue is almost gone and it's gelled up real bad. This stuff's working great for the body. And that's all I've been really focusing on, was trying to get this body sorted out. You can see where I've got the hacked out fenders on one side smoothed out pretty good. That side over there, like I said, I haven't touched any of that side yet. Every time I was messing with it the other day, stuff kept sliding around and I had to keep making new adjustments to the different layers and stuff. I can see right here there's a little gap in the corner, so I need to add some more goop in there to make sure that stays down. Doing this on camera really helps because I can see it better with my old eyes. See some down in the bottom that I need to sand. This front corner here, you can see the other side where it's cut off. I decided after, you see how that's cut off right there. After looking at it over and over, I decided to fill in the corner with my styrene glue stuff. I just decided to call it gloop earlier last night. Anyway, that's about it really. I mean, I had a guy on Facebook ask me about this body. I kind of explained that to him, and I decided to get the chassis and body out. If he's watching this video, there's the paperclip chassis that I soldered together. It's based off of a Hot Wheels Monster Jam. It's not done. I've still got to do the shock towers and figure out where the links are going to attach. Probably going to put suspension links like in here and maybe up here. I don't know, maybe a little higher up in the front top part. I'm not sure yet. Not even sure how long the links need to be. Forgot all the measurements I did. Ain't pretty, but it'll do what I'm needing it for, what I'm wanting it for. Just a little beater mud truck. I'm not sure if the elderly man that resin cast these bodies has gone to a better place, or if he's just retired to a nursing home or what, but the last message I got from him was right before he deleted his eBay store, and he let me know his health was getting bad and he didn't want to make them anymore because of the fumes and everything, and just the health issues. And that really sucks, because he sold these bodies for $5 each on eBay, and no, they're not pretty castings. the only one that I got that isn't painted that I could show how the castings were is the Mercury Monarch, which I have never seen the model kit of, and I've only seen a handful of the Granadas. So, in my opinion, even this casting is rare. I've never seen the F100 in a model that size either. I'm sure they did exist, but here's the Mercury Monarch, and you see the full of bubbles and a little warped. I straightened it out as best as I could, and it seems to be pretty straight, but I can tell the back corner here is this side. The driver's side sits up higher than the passenger side when I sit it on a flat desk, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch. It is slightly warped. The front bumperettes had really bad bubbles in them, and this one literally went almost all the way through. See they're not good castings, but they're not, I mean, they're workable. I own a two-door Granada and couldn't find any of the model kits of the 132 scale. I think it was Lindbergh Granada for sale. So the second I saw the Mercury Monarch, I bought it. And the only thing to change really is maybe the grille and the emblems. Other than that, it's basically a Granada. So, but I mean, if you want to get wild with your Orlandos, you could even do, you know, some weird stuff like that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. My real Granada, it's my daughter's technically. I'm giving it to her, for her. It's always been for her. She saw the pictures online when I showed it to her and asked her if she wanted it, and she was like, yes. So bought it, and cost a lot to go get it from Arizona and bring it to Mississippi, but it is what it is. Things we do for our kids. Pop that grill off to show that also. Yeah. Yep, Suzuki. But yeah, the amount of grinding, some of the ridiculously thick areas out of these slosh molds it's a job. I can't even explain how thick these bodies were because they're just slosh molded. This one's still pretty thick, and I want to leave it kind of thick. I mean, it's nowhere near model car thin. Biggest concern is like right in here, separating the bed and cab area. I'll probably have to add some more resin to that to thicken it back up because I did get a little thin on that side. I cut the bumpers off of it. They were the worst out of all of them, out of all the resin bodies I bought from him. The van cab, let me move this. The van cab on my tow truck was a full-length van, and I cut it. This is the only 3 I got from that seller on eBay. This was a full-length van. I added the Toyota Tundra Orlando rear bumper to the front of it just because it fit, and I like the tow hitch on it. I think it's kind of funny on the front. I hacked the back half of it off and spliced it together into a cab because it was horrible. It was really bad. You can see how bad the inside is. And I am not knocking the guy that made these. I know what doing slosh molds and all that is. I know what it's like. I used to do my own molds for models. But yeah, I just kind of puttied it up around it and just made it look like a cab. And I think it looks really cool. and it'll work great for my tow truck rebuild. And I'm going to do front and rear steer on this one this time. No hurry. No hurry. It'll be a pain in the ass to do the wiring again, but I'm going to try and keep as much out of the back as possible. Only the 2 servos, maybe. I might be able to squeeze the servos for the boom and the winch in the cab. That would probably be better to add some weight to the front, but I'm thinking with the battery and all the electronics, ESC receiver and all that, maybe speakers in the cab, that's gonna droop it a little. So if I put the servos in the back, it should level it out. And this thing's not real. It doesn't have real good springs. They're bouncy, but they give it just enough flex, and you can see it bounce with the weight that's here. So the resin cab is kind of heavy. So, but yeah, that's the molds or the casts that I got from that guy. Long-term projects, it seems like everything is with me. No hurry. No hurry, man. Trying to figure out where to put this. Back in there. I can put this one. I'll do that off camera. Anyway, this is current creativity. Just trying to do something different and something just for me to kind of beat around with. I have most of the electronics to make this one work. I could put it in just about any of them, but and also don't know if anybody remembers these little, I think they were like $10 RCs from Walmart, maybe $5. Just happened to notice this morning. That will work as an interior to cover electronics. So I'm going to strip that, do some isopropyl alcohol or brake cleaner or brake fluid, whatever. I said brake cleaner. Some DOT3. See if I can strip that paint out of it and just paint it black or something. I don't know. Dusty. Yeah, that'll be a neat little interior, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? Never know what I'm going to do. I change my mind on stuff quite frequent. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to figure out what to do today, because I'm going to let this go another day or so, probably till the end of today, before I start working on it some more on this side. I know it's all kind of cured up, but still, I squished on it right here earlier and left a fingernail mark right in here. I was trying to straighten out the wedge part, and this side curved. Really weird, because the Testors liquid cement mixed with white plastic styrene stuff, this softens the plastic, and if you bend it while it's curing, it will mess it up. I think there's a gap in there. There is. Okay, I saw it. There's a tiny gap in there. So I need to fill some more in. Yep. And that's why it takes forever to do this kind of stuff. I'm not doing it with CA glue because I don't want it to pop apart eventually, and that seems to be what this stuff does. Usually breaks apart, but if I use this, it's like a liquid weld. It kind of eats into the plastic and just turns into plastic. So just gotta let it set. Anyway, it's 20 minutes. I'm gonna shut up. See ya.